Welcome to the SMS. My name is Dr. Sridip Mazumdar, and with me is my brother-in-arm, Shushmit Mazumdar. Shushmit, well, it's been quite a long time since we recorded, since our first video.
Yes, it's been a long time and it's great to be back again.
Amazing, amazing. So we are going to discuss primarily three things, and I'm sure we will be succeeding this video with another big video coming up, definitely for sure tomorrow. So my first question to you is, Manchester United had a run of league games, Premier League games, Crystal Palace, then there was Arsenal, then there was two Leeds games, all those things. So there was a possibility of a potential title push. Uh, Manchester United did manage to lose against Arsenal. That was a thriller. And then against Crystal Palace, they drew. And then they had two games against Leeds. One they drew, and the second one they won. So, what are your views on the performance in the league so far?
I think the performance in the league is very good because in the Premier League, it's all about getting those 3 points in every game. And not every game you'll be able to control the game always, but they managed to do that. Obviously, they dropped points in the Leeds game playing in home and obviously against Crystal Palace. So I think those wins could have helped a lot. But at the same time, when you have so many games coming up one after the other and United not having too many options with them because a lot of players are injured and they have not signed too many players as well. So obviously that becomes a little problem. But then I think the way they are getting those 3 points, the way they have started to get back with playing good again. So I think that is helpful, and I feel that they are going to go even further.
Mr. Schmidt is looking a little serious. Won't you agree with me, our dear viewers? So I'm going to ask a little different question right now to Shushmit. Shushmit, what are your views on the absolute party by the Wout Weghorst and the like? That is consistency at its peak, right?
Well, he's an epic striker. You have to understand. Like he has come from Besiktas. He was on loan there, and he's a proper number 9. Only difference is that he doesn't know that he's a number 9. That is the only problem. So probably his mind is still in the midfield, but he's not playing like a striker. I don't know why Erik ten Hag got him, but it's okay. At least he's a short-term fix. I don't know what fix he is, but yes, he's trying his best.
Coming to the big game, the next one that came up is the Europa League tie against Barcelona. And the last time United faced Barcelona was in, I think, the quarterfinal of the Champions League when Ole was at the wheels, and they got completely demolished. But this time, over the two legs, just share your feelings on how did you feel? I mean, while going through the highlights, of course, because I knew you are not waking up so late to watch the full match.
Yes, I think the first leg I watched the game. Second leg I couldn't, but first leg I watched the game. Not full. I think first half I watched, and United were going toe to toe with Barcelona. They were playing very good. They had good tactics set up. They knew how to go for counter attacks or go for direct attacks. So they were not really playing defensive. They wanted to win, and that's what they came out with, that intention. They were having that positive mindset, and I think Barcelona were not that great as well because they were not doing anything great in the pitch as well. They were just trying to use their same tactics against United. But Erik ten Hag obviously had a plan. He did those man management thing, like proper how to mark each and every player, how to go with simple small details he worked into, and I think that has helped a lot. Because if you when I watched that second leg, in second leg, obviously after conceding that first goal, which was not even necessary, uh, they knew how to come back. That is the most important thing, because you don't have to control the game always, but if you know how to win the game, if you know how you can attack the opposition, that is only what is going to help you win the matches. You can go over the two legs. So that is something which United did very good, and Barcelona lagged that behind. Obviously Erik ten Hag is much more experienced, I would say, better, like he's a lot better than Xavi if you consider in that way, because he's tactically sound. He knows how to handle the big games. He has a tactics for every game. So he had that for Barcelona as well. Because if you compare that with Leeds or any other match, you'll see the tactics are always different. It is not the same United which comes out in every game. And United always plays better when they are going up against the big teams. So I think that is something which Erik ten Hag has done so good.
Well, redemption for Fred and the legendary Anthony. Finally, the Samba was back at Old Trafford. Anthony, who is always famous for just his showboating skills, nothing else he can do. Fred consistently leaving the ball behind. But do you feel that Erik ten Hag knows how to use his players properly, or do you think the players are more inclined towards giving their everything towards Erik ten Hag?
See, it's very simple. When you have a manager who knows, like he has a tactic setup for each game, and when he shares those details with the players, they will obviously follow that. And when they know that the tactics you are setting up is going to work, obviously they will try to give that 100%. What mostly happens is that a manager is giving a tactic and the players don't even know how to execute that. So that is where the problem starts happening. But here they already know, like, if we are going with this sort of tactic, we are going to get success only. So that is what has happened with players like Fred, or you look at any other player. They know that if we just follow the small details, everything is going to work out. Otherwise, who would have thought that Fred would have marked Frankie De Jong so nicely? Like, if you compare them, Fred is nowhere, but the way he has handled it goes to show how a manager can influence a player.
Well, it is said that that Fred played as a mosquito by Erik ten Hag. I mean, he quoted, and this actually brings me to my final question about the final game right now that we have tonight. I mean, it's going to be an absolute blast. Before we speak about that, you rightly mentioned that when we look at our previous Manchester United managers after Sir Alex, I mean, everybody had a very basic tactics, all the way from David Moyes to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and the attackers were expected to figure things out on their own rather than giving them those tactical, subtle elements that's going to really define the progression in the final third. When we look at someone like a Jurgen Klopp, or maybe a Julian Nagelsmann, or a Pep Guardiola, and to some extent Eddie Howe as well, the way he has transformed Newcastle this season so far. That little tactical awareness in the training grounds, I think, plays a very big role. In terms of Newcastle, well, they have been the dark horses so far in the Premier League season, fifth in the points table. All the big guns were going out in the Carabao Cup. Newcastle stayed through. The final at Wembley, I mean, it just can't get any better. The final after, I think they're reaching the Carabao Cup final after 6 years. Last time they did it was in 2016. So yeah, that's 7 years. So yeah, 2017. Yeah. Yes. Your views on how United have transformed after the Jose Mourinho final, in which Zlatan scored 2 goals.
Well, first of all, whenever we think about the Carabao Cup, we have to uh, relate to what Jose did at his time at United. He was actually the last manager who had that winning mindset. If you look at this way, he knew how to win these tournaments. So after a long time, we have finally have that sort of manager who is looking to win again. Like he knows what it feels to win those silverwares. With Ole, and you look at any other manager, whether it was that short-term fix, Ralph Ragnick, uh, all of them, they didn't know really how to win. They have now never won such big competitions. So they obviously, as a player, they were amazing. Like if I talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he was amazing as a player, but he obviously didn't had those tactics which was needed to win these games. Where in order to win these competitions, you need to be, you need to have a very good tactic. You need to know how to set up your team, how to change that over the course of the game. So this was something which was lacking at United. But this time, I think there's a very good, like, that feeling is there, that winning attitude is there. We know that we are going to go right till the end, even if we are not playing that good. You know that it's not over till it's over. Like if you have watched the Manchester United game against Arsenal, obviously everybody knows that Arsenal is way better than United. They have the good players. The manager is there for 4 or 5 seasons. He knows how to handle. He knows how to set up the tactics, how he wants the team to play. But United, the only thing they had was the mentality. That's why they went toe to toe with Arsenal, and they just lost a 3-2 game. Like the scoreline was 3-2. If you look at the game, you'll feel like, oh my God, Arsenal is far better. How come United went toe to toe with them? But that was because of the mindset. That is what the manager has brought when he's come in. You are not expected him. Nobody expects him to change everything within a couple of months. But he's only doing it just by mindset. And when you have individual qualities in the pitch, like just like Casemiro has been a great addition. So I think if they can set up those tactics, I don't know whether Rashford will be available for the final, but even if he's not, he will set up in such a good way that even you'll see players like Wout Weghorst might come up and score or might contribute. So, and obviously, if Anthony is back and if he's playing good, obviously he can make a lot of difference. And Sancho, we know he's also a very special player. So let's see how it goes.
Well,
And fingers crossed.
This match is also a little extra special because of a little, I don't know, probably a subplot within the main plot or a climax, anticlimax, however you call it. Newcastle lost Nick Pope against Liverpool, where he came out of the box and held the ball with his hand. Martin Dubravka was in United, so he's cup tied. Which means this brings us to the legendary Loris Karius, who has not played in England after that epic performance in the Champions League final against Real Madrid. What are your views on that? So much of trolling, so much of maybe abuse in the internet. You do feel for Loris Karius, but it's fun.
Well, happens when you have such a game in the Champions League final. Obviously, you will get trolled. But let's not forget, if Loris Karius got trolled, then so was Marcus Rashford. And look at what Rashford has turned out to become. So it's all depends on the player. If you want to get better, if you want to stop those trolling, you have to perform. So I don't know. I like nobody has clue how he's performing, to be honest. But if he's getting a chance, he'll try to give his best shot, because he'll try to get that feeling back of being loved and
That
not being
brings us
trolled.
to the yeah, for sure. That brings us to the end of episode number 2 of the SMS. We'll definitely are in plans to record more videos over a period of time. And of course, I think today you can expect a one after the game, because we have to celebrate. And that, of course, Shushmit, any last words on how you feel the way the United is moving forward, and big expectations this season, considering United are in all four fronts? Just take it away, please.
Well, you want me to say about the final? Like, what are my expectations?
No, I just want you to tell us about you, Manchester United overall this season. I mean, they're still competing on all four fronts, and then just give a closure to our session on what the viewers can expect.
Well, first I'll talk about Manchester United. I think they have a very good chance of, first of all, going one at a time with the Carabao Cup. They can start off with the Carabao Cup, and they have a very good chance to finish in top 4. I won't say that they are title contenders yet, because it will be very difficult if I say that. But Europa League, obviously, there is a chance. Then FA Cup, they are also in there. So I think they are going to go a long way, because Erik ten Hag is not a person who is going to just let it go. Like we just don't want this trophy. He's not that kind of a manager. He wants to win everything. So if he gets a chance, he'll always try to set up a tactic. He'll try to win. The team will go all out for everything, like to get everything. So that is what something we can expect. And for the viewers, I think yes, the second video came too late, but will be very consistent from now on, and you can expect more and more such videos on Manchester United, on football, and more other stuff. And probably in future you might get to see moving to other leagues as well, and not just being stuck with Manchester United. So this is something we can also focus on, different players, individual players, the way they are playing. So you might get to see that as well. So look forward to it, and hopefully you're going to enjoy even more.
Well, this has been like a dream come true for both of us. I think when we started communicating with each other in English, the objective, it actually started with sports, because cricket and football is something that is very prevalent in our house. And We listen to commentary, we try to imitate the same, and that's how we feel that we're pretty much fluent. So we might just share those tips and tricks as well. Thank you so much, Smith, for being with us. Episode number 2, SMS. We're looking forward for a Manchester United win, and hopefully after that we will be recording more videos. This is Dr. Srideep Mazumdar with my brother Shushmit, and we are signing off as of now. Thank you so much, everyone.